Hello, 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 and thank you for checking out The Luttrell Show. I'm Jason Luttrell, and yesterday I was talking about process and workflow. Now, that is not the last time you'll hear me talk about process and workflow. It's basically what I live and die for. It's one of my favorite things is marketing and automation and all that nerdy stuff that helps the rich people get rich. But today I want to talk about morning process and mindset and state management. I treat that just like it's the same process as building a business or building a brand. It's what I do every day. Impacts everything that, like they say that what you do, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And so I'm very, very process oriented with making sure that I'm prepared for work on a daily basis, that I'm creative, that I'm doing creative things at my creative times, and that I'm the most effective that I possibly can be. And so I literally write a script for myself. If you're watching this, then you can see that it's a 12-page document. It started off as one page, but it's 6 pages, both sides printed, and it basically goes through how I want to run my days. So this is my morning, my daily routine goes like this. So my perfect day is like this. This is how I frame it. I say this is how I want my perfect day to go. So it's like a theater of the mind. And so I say like 5 o'clock I'm gonna wake up, and then this is when I record my dreams, or this is when I record my journal. This is when I do my meditation. This is when I do my tapping, and this is when I basically do all the stuff that I want to be done as non-negotiable. So all the time we go through our days and we say, oh, I don't have time to do that. I don't have time to do that. This is the time to do that. And so so all the stuff that is actually really, really good for me, or really, really important for my mental and physical health, I make sure I do that first, because I don't want to have to make excuses later in the day. I don't want to be tired for it. I don't want to be in a place where I'm not creative enough to do it. And we all have a certain amount of bandwidth that we have to do the things that are creative or difficult or whatever. But that's why people lose their tempers when their kids go crazy, is because they don't have enough bandwidth to deal with it or to be empathetic to what their needs are. And so I try to make sure that I'm in a state I start my day in the state that's prepared for that kind of stuff, for these kind of challenges. So it goes on and on and on. So it starts off with the physical components of my perfect day. Going from 5 a.m. to 7 a.m. is like my personal time to do all the stuff that most people say they don't have enough time to do, like reading books, for instance. And then 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock is non-negotiable kid time. So that means that I'm playing with my son and preparing breakfast, and we're just getting my kid ready for the day, because I either take him to daycare or the babysitter comes to take him over at 9. At 9 o'clock, I'm ready to go. I've had a bunch of creative ideas. I have a mental picture of exactly what I want to work on, and I'm just good to go. And so I can bang out the most important thing for that day, the first thing, and then that goes on until about 5 o'clock. Now at 5 o'clock it stops again, because that's when I have the kid again. That's when it's dinner time. That's when it's family time, and that is non-negotiable. You will typically not be able to reach me, and you will not be able to book an appointment with me between 5 and 7 o'clock on any given weekday, and definitely not the weekends, because that is non-negotiable family time. And that's for a reason. It's because I need balance, and if I don't have balance, then how can I possibly be good at my job? And so that goes on until about 7 o'clock, and then at 7 o'clock it's like the kids' bedtime. But going back to this is what I call my morning process, and it's just the same reason that pilots have a flight plan, or surgeons have a surgery plan, or a surgery plan. I don't know what that is, but they have a plan and they know what they're going to do. This is what movies are scripted for a reason. They want to know what the outcome is. They don't just put a bunch of actors on a set and say, okay guys, make a story. They say this is what the beginning, middle, and end is. And so I try to literally program that for myself. And I don't look at this all day long, but this is a living document. And again, it started off from 1 page, and now it's 12 pages. But some of the topics that I like to go for are like the theater of the mind, like just walking through the day to see how my day is going to go. And so I try to manipulate by planning ahead in my mind. I make sure that I'm visualizing the day. And so let's see here. So a lot of times this is a full page of things that I'm grateful for. A lot of times we forget, and it's difficult for us to remember what the things that we're grateful for. So I literally just write it down. And this has every You know, this is probably the page that changes the most, is because I often forget what I'm grateful for. And you know, I don't feel like a shit saying that, because you know, I think that I'm not the only one there. These are some really great memories that I have. And these are some times that I've had, like, you know, from my wedding to my kid being born, to like epic moments from when I was a kid. It's important to remember these things to put yourself into a positive mental state. And then these are so this is my, like, I call this a vision map. And this is kind of where I talk about, like, you know, the kind of person that I am and the kind of person that I want to be. And then it goes on to, like, literally just showing, like, pictures of the life that I want to lead. And you know, I'm old enough that I don't have to care if this is like woo-woo or crazy, because this is the kind of stuff I want to do with my life. And if I don't actively remind myself and visualize it, then it's likely not to happen. And then it goes on to, like, asset goals and, like, the thing. And but more importantly, with the asset goals, it tells me exactly what I need to do on a day-to-day basis to achieve those asset goals. And so I have very, very ambitious goals for money and for assets and for where I want my family to be. And then it just goes on to just another set of rules. And then there's a page full of quotes and affirmations. Again, I don't care anymore. I used to worry that this kind of stuff would make me seem like I was a little bit crazy, or like some sort of a hippy dippy hipster bullshit. But I don't care anymore, because I feel good and I feel like a rocket ship jumping into my day. So anyway, so I just wanted to share that with you. You know, making these videos is one of those things, because I want to get to know you, and I want you to get to know me, and maybe someday we'll work together. But yeah, so this is part of our sales training, and this is exactly part of what we do. We actually KPI against this with our company. So hopefully this has been helpful and useful for you. I will see you next time.
Thanks again for checking out The Luttrell Show. For fresh daily content and a community of like-minded chefs and bartenders, be sure to join our Facebook group, Service and Hospitality Entrepreneurs. Also check out Jason Luttrell on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and Clubhouse, or subscribe to The Luttrell Show wherever you get your podcasts. For more information about starting or growing your business, head to serviceempires.com. For show notes, head to shownotes.jluttrell.com. Thanks for tuning in. I've been Jason Luttrell, and we'll see you next time.